Before we move on from the PDW-F800, two more things that you really ought to know about, all right? And those are right here. Right here. Can you get me there, Jonathan? Right behind these funny little windows. This is an Ethernet port, and this is a USB port. That's crazy. Is this a computer or a camera? Well, it's both, all right? You can plug your Ethernet adapter right in here and do direct FTP transfers to and from the camera. Basically, you plug this in, you call your guys in New York and said, hey, I just spent a day shooting. I don't want to FedEx this stuff to you, and I'm definitely not taking a plane to New York because I love Miami so much. You're going to have to FTP into my camera. You tell them what the FTP address is, they dial it up, and wham, they're downloading your files immediately. Pretty awesome. I think so too. Totally sick. All right, what am I going to do with this funny little USB drive, though? All right, first of all, you can plug in a computer's keyboard to the camera. If it's a USB keyboard, plug it in. You can type "Hello World" for all my computer guys out there. Additionally, you can get up to 9 different essence marks on a Windows keyboard, 0 through 9. So if you've got to shoot an entire soccer team, anytime you see the right guy, you hit your number on the essence mark. Forget that, though. Nobody's actually going to attach a keyboard, although it's really cool that they've allowed it. What you're really going to use this USB device for is to plug in your USB thumb drive. Why would you plug in your USB thumb drive? Well, not everybody wants 50 megabit per second data. All right, that's really heavy. It's tough to edit with, it's tough to store, it's tough to transfer around. However, the camera puts out proxy data, 2 megabits per second. Now you're talking something I understand. You're talking internet video. CNN sometimes actually gets away with using proxy data as actual footage. So you plug in your USB thumb drive here. As you're recording the high-res stuff to the disk, you can record your proxy data to a USB thumb drive, and it's immediately available and editable. You stick it in your computer, you use the low-res stuff that's fast to transfer, fast to edit, fast to store, all that kind of stuff, and it saves the same time code. So you do your offline edit, make all your clip lists, etc., and when you're done, you can FTP or actually USB or do some kind of regular normal DEC connection to your online media, and your time codes and your clip lists are already saved that you've operated on your low light proxy data, and it really improves the workflow. It looks like Sherry's got a question for us coming in from the internet.
I do, Jesse, thanks. Dom says you rock.
Dom, you rock, thank you.
Darlo Smithson.
Darlo Smithson, welcome to the Dot Video Show with
Okay.
Jesse Miller.
I thought you'd want to know
all
that.
the way from England.
And before you wrap up with this camera, Wally Gator's asking about built-in optical filters.
Built-in optical filters. Wally Gator, I'm glad you asked that. How could I forget? The camera's actually got 2 optical filters. This is not electronic. You don't have to fiddle with the menu to make this happen. On the front of the camera, you've got 2 filters. The first is your ND filter. You've got clear, ND1, which will give you, check this out. Verge, can you switch to our camera for a sec? You've got ND1, which is 1/4 of the light. Hey, cooperate. Anyway, we got a bunch of filters, an ND filter and a color filter. NDs give you clear, 1/4 ND, 16th, and 1/64th if it's a really sunny day in Miami. And then your color filter, you've got the cross sort of star effect. Let's actually activate that. Are we on? Give me some light. Tough to show unless we do this. Yeah, look at that. Verge, can you give me this camera just for a second? Awesome. Look at that cross filter. Very special. You used to have to use a filter to make that happen. This camera's got it built in. And then it's got 4, 4, yes, ND filters, 3200, 4300, and 6300 Kelvin. Of course, as it's the XD-Cam line of cameras, you can manually adjust your white balance in increments of 23 degrees Kelvin if you have to warm it up or cool it off just a little bit. You've got your thumbnail views, so after you've shot everything, you can go into sort of media mode and get a thumbnail of every single one of your clips. You can design your own clip lists in the camera. So you shoot all day, you hop on your plane to fly home at night, and you can set your in and out points on your clips and actually make an EDL right from the camera. It's totally awesome. Unfortunately for this PDW-F800, it is too awesome to cover every single one of the features in a single episode of the Dot Video Show. So to the delight of my in-studio viewers, we're going to move on because, wow, does this camera have a lot of awesome features. So thank you guys for bearing with me for that. If you do have more questions, if they're in Spanish, let me know. We'll get Alessia back out here to answer some of them. Otherwise, you can send me a question. It's jesse@midtownvideo.com, and we will get you answers, quotations, demonstrations, rentals, and sales of the PDW-F800. So thank you. This concludes the F800 segment. Holy crap. Thank God. All right, guys. Thank you for bearing with me.